so I can keep on going.
I got you. I got you. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining Navigating the Space today. I know you worked this in your very, very, very busy schedule. I know you've been traveling a lot. You just came home, so I really appreciate you for hopping on the platform today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's jump right into this. Well, so we first met when you were at Oak Park High School here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
You gave a really powerful speech to them kids. I was moved. I know I saw some kids' faces. They looked like they were moved. I can't speak for them, but that's what it looked like. Um, so I kind of want to. So I kind of want to dive into where does this passion, kind of come from? Where does it stem from? And kind of give us a background on who you are.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm a kid. I was a kid that wanted to be included, right? Like, I mean, I never thought about being allowed to be included. It was just, let's go. Right? I like this, you like it too. Let's do it. And to be told you're not allowed to based on your gender. I just didn't understand it. It made zero sense to me. Um, and so I just fought a little harder. Like, well, I'm playing or we're going. So there really is no rhyme or reason besides if someone says you can't have it, then you probably want it more.
Right. That's a fact. Yeah, I've had a lot of those moments in my life where someone said I couldn't get something. So I was like, all right, well,
Yeah, like
that's this.
that part, you know,
Yeah.
and the same is applicable on the level of your mom saying, "Don't touch the pot; it's hot."
Hmm.
Right? You're probably gonna want to touch the pot now, right? Um, this was just very different. So I think to me, it is just about not letting the hard days win,
Okay.
right? Not letting the hard days win, and staying constant in who you are, what you want to do.
Well said. Well said. All right, so you have a foundation.
Well, it's, you know what, Believe in You Incorporated. Uh,
There we
Believe in
go.
You
There
Incorporated.
we go. There we go.
Believe in You Incorporated is not a foundation as of yet. However, everyone thinks it is because it functions as one. So the work that I do for my organization, for my company, is a give back position. So Believe in You Incorporated was actually built for me as my little girl self,
Okay.
right? So Believe in You is about me talking to my younger self. And obviously, I'm not young anymore, but what I can do with that
What are
is
you
to
talking about?
empower the next generation.
I don't want to hear that not young anymore. I
I
don't
mean,
want
I ain't 15 years old anymore, right? The thoughts that went through my brain at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old are very different than how they are now with with my capabilities. But I just imagine how much greater or how many more things I could have accomplished if at that younger age I would have believed in me. So because I'm not that age anymore, I can make sure I'm going to talk to every kid that age to let them know, start now. Start now. Start now loving yourself. Start now getting up and figuring out what it is you want to do with your life and then going after it with whatever that looks like.
That's a powerful message. It really is because I mean a lot of kids don't hear that. I mean, a lot of kids nowadays are hear where they fall short or where it's negative or things like that, and they don't hear the positivity and the you can do it. Don't matter what obstacles surround you. You
Yeah,
can do it. A lot of kids don't hear
absolutely.
that, and I wish I heard it.
Look, I do too.
I was told what I can't do. What can I do? You let me know.
Yeah, right.
Um,
And it's literally about pushing through. Believe in You Incorporated is about pushing through. If I would have stayed steadfast in the dreams in which I had, I think I would have enjoyed my life a lot more. I would have gained a lot more, which might just mean peace of mind, self-love. For many years, I didn't have any self-love. And I do not want any child, especially from my people, for and from my people, my Black community, to think that we're less than. So I'm here to spread the message of hope and belief of self, to learn to value yourself. So, yeah.
Wish I had a round of applause button. So that's, again, that's awesome. So when are we making this a foundation? When are we going to get the gears turning on this?
Yeah, so it needs to be a foundation like years ago. I'm so busy. I don't have time to pour into the administrative part, right?
I get you.
I would love to hire somebody and say, hey, you do this. But I am not in a position to hire somebody because I give too much to everybody else. So I'm living today. I'm living, right? I'm living. That doesn't mean I could pay you or do this and do this as extra. Everything falls on my back, which might be a testimony of, do you really mean it? Do you really want it? And when I keep going through hardship, apparently the answer is yes, I do, because I keep going.
There you go. It's just soundbite after soundbite. I'm telling you. When I was at work today, I was like, look, guys, Collette, she need to be heard one way or the other. So we're also working on that too. We're gonna get you on Fox. So I got the green light today, so we're definitely gonna get you on Fox. It should be a whole digital package. The other video that I sent you. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I told you, man. On my word, I said some gonna shake.
Yeah, look, it's about shaking trees.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking trees, but you got to make sure you shake the trees that are planted in good soil.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, just don't go planting yourself anywhere. Mm-hmm. Plant yourself in good soil. Surround yourself around positive people that will encourage you to be better. So Absolutely. Yeah, let's go.
I'm ready. Okay. So I think the elephant in the room, right? We see the football, we see the NFL. I want to know, how did you get into the NFL facility, right? How did you get that call? How did you get on the coaching staff? Like, what was that process like?
I don't really see it as an elephant in the room. Although I am a Delta woman and we do adore our elephants.
Hey, come on now. Look, I seen the necklace. I had to.
I'm a Delta woman. But I will say that, for me, it was very organic. I just happened to gravitate towards football. That was it. My dad wanted me to play tennis, which I did. When your parents tell you to do something, you do it. So I did. But my love was football. And when I started playing professional football at the age of 42 years old, I was not the best player on the team, but I was very proud of myself knowing that I still did it. Like, everything was telling me, girl, stop, cut it out. You don't miss you out your prime, cut it out. But something deep inside was like, girl, go, get up, girl. Get up, girl, you got this. Get up, girl, you want this. Get up, girl, go do this. Get up, girl, and go. So for me, it was just it was organic. It was authentic. And so you figure at the age of 45, when I retired from playing pro football, and I transitioned into coaching my women's team, it was me wanting to be the best coach that I could be. So you've got to, you can figure, you pivot from trying to be the greatest player. Then when you're not a player anymore, you're a coach. You pivot from being a player to being a coach. Well, now I want to be the best coach. What do I have to do to be the best coach? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to watch more film. I'm going to break down all strategies, not just my strategies with my one position. I'm going to break down the whole strategy of the entire team, right? So it becomes more work. It becomes more homework. But either you're in it or you're not.
Yeah, right.
I'm not trying to waste my time or yours.
Right. Yeah, football is a sport where you're either all in or you're all out. There's no in between. There's no in between.
No excuses. And I wasn't about to let my older woman self play football for 3 years and could barely get up out of bed. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. My back. Oh, my knees. I wasn't going to let that go in vain. So what am I going to do with that? That's suffering. I am someone that believes in turning pain to power. Turn all your pain into power. So I remember when I started doing the marketing for my women's pro football team, the marketing, the promotions, I'm like, well, let me call up the Jets. And I was asking for their support for my women's pro football team. And what ended up happening was me visiting a practice, a New York Jets practice. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have time to go to practice for no Jets. I love the Jets. They're my favorite team. I don't have time. But then when I thought about it, I said, you know what, Collette, if you go there, you will learn to be a better coach and bring that home to your women's team. So it was just very much organic. I wasn't going there thinking I'm going to get a job in the NFL. How dare me think I can get a job in the NFL when I wasn't even allowed to play football as a 10, 11, 12-year-old girl. My dream was stolen from me. That might have been a dream, or it may not have been, but it was taken away from me at a very young age. The option. I didn't have that choice, but it turned into a job, right? And so who am I to say no to that? I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm all in.
Absolutely. So that's just nuts. You know what I mean? Just like that whole thing. You went from playing to coaching. You like went head first into the deep end. Because I get it. I get it. You have to be all in. And then that's crazy. What a story. You know what I mean? And that's why I think this really needs to be told. Like, it's just, it doesn't happen every day.
I will tell you that I have had more pain than joy in my life, right? Mm-hmm. I speak very transparently about this topic. I'm about to tell you. I am a 5-time rape survivor. I am a domestic violence survivor. I'm a several-time suicide survivor. Family disowned me. And there's a lot of pain. But I got to tell you, there was a light that was trying to turn on. And it might have been real dim, but it was trying to be bright. And then I discovered that light wasn't just for me. That light was for every little Black girl just like me. Right? So now I better fight. I'm going to fight more. You best believe I'm fighting. I'm coming in strong. So there's an awakening, right? You have this awakening at some point, and what are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it for good or bad? And I want to use it for good. So there you go.
Collette, what I'm speechless.
Yeah. A lot of times I was too, until I started using the power in my voice.
Mm.
I wasn't going to let the hard days win anymore. I wasn't going to be in my bed in a fetal position crying. No more. You know, once I gained love of self, it was game time, baby. Game time.
So, if you don't mind me asking, where was Collette prior to this? If you don't mind me asking.
Prior to football,
Yeah, prior to football, prior to your awakening.
Collette didn't have love of self.
Mm.
Collette was strong in her own way, but in a limited version. So I was a construction worker. I was the woman that was protesting for the rights of Black folks. I was the one that did marketing for Fortune 500 companies. I was the one that started a new position career in real estate. And I was the one that always thought big. Like, I'm just not here to be in real estate to sell a condo or an apartment or one house. I want the whole damn building.
Mm-hmm.
That was me. And so when everyone told me no, it was like my duty to prove you wrong, right? So Collette was there, but I think Collette even put a limit on herself, right? I don't put a limit on myself anymore.
You can't.
Yeah, so I did real estate for about 18 years.
Okay.
But I was the one that was in magazines and newspapers. I was the one in the boardroom meetings. I was usually the only woman in the room. So this is nothing different for me. You know, a lot of people will sometimes ask, "Oh my God, how did it feel to be the only woman in a male-dominated, industry?" And I'm like, "Which one?
There you go.
Which one?"
Yeah, that's facts though.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my truth.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever job I had, career, and whether it be marketing, whether it be real estate, whether it was construction work, literal construction work, hard hat, gloves, Timberland boots, it was always male dominated. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what was different about football? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been in a fight, right? In a struggle. So I'm a big believer in keeping hope alive. Some kind of way I kept hope alive.
Got to.
Yeah.
Because if you lose it, then it's gone forever.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm telling you what, we way off. We veer way off my notes. We but yeah, that's crazy. So, been in New York your whole life, born and raised, stayed there your whole life.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Queens Village, New York.
Okay.
My mom is from the South, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi roots. My dad is straight New York. And then they created me.
Best of
God
both.
bless them. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, straight New York my whole life growing up. My parents never really had to worry about me.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school. I had good grades. Came home from school. I was the kid that did my homework, did my chores. My brother was the one that was showing out, like not in a good way. And but I saw that. I recognized it as something I don't want to be like. And yeah, so born and raised in New York, and I went away to college. I went away to Tuskegee University.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
HBCU, let's go. Went away to college. I was planning to be a veterinarian, a doctor of veterinary medicine. And it was that point where my aunt's husband raped me my freshman year in college. And everything changed, right? Everything just changed. And so I left school early. I left school after about 3.5 years. And I came back to New York and I just was thrown into the workforce. Yeah, so I'm a true New
Survivor.
Yorker. Yeah.
Yeah, survivor, New Yorker
I'm a
fighter.
survivor and I'm a New
Yeah.
York survivor. That's
Mm-hmm.
saying a lot.
Because it's what's the nickname? The concrete jungle up there.
The concrete jungle. Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm be honest with you. I am terrified of New York. I mean, real with you. I've been a couple of times, and it ain't for me.
Yeah, it isn't for everybody. It isn't. You know, the it's a it's a different kind of toughness. It's a
Mm-hmm.
different kind of grit in
Mm-hmm.
New York. It's just different. You know, I mean, and then listen, the same will apply in the South for me, where it's another different kind of grit. You know, in the South, they tell you to your face what they think of you.
Oh yeah.
Up here, they're gonna give you a little subtle stuff. You know, you don't know if they're being racist or disrespectful or sexist or not, and it's up to you to figure that out, right? So, I mean, this is all I know. So I like to take things head on.
Absolutely. Um, well, I mean, how deep do you want to go into you kind of your traumas? I mean, we don't have to, 100%. We don't have to, but we can if you want to. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into some of your traumas.
I mean, I'm very vulnerable. I'm very transparent when it
Mhm.
comes to that because I think a lot of the older generation keeps you silent, and silence doesn't help anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not silent about it. You know, I'm not going to say I'm sitting up here proud about it. It is what it is, but what am I going to do with that? So, you know, the very first time I was raped, I was a freshman in college, and I was raped by my aunt's husband at their house in Atlanta, which is not far from Tuskegee. And I mean, it just put me into a. I don't even know what I was thinking. Actually, I outside of feeling ashamed, embarrassed, because all my life I had to fight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you think about that, and you think about how your parents are proud of you, your parents know you're tough, your parents know you can handle things. So when they send you off to college, you know that your parents are like, she's gonna be all right. So to come back home being raped, it was like I let my family down.
It's not your fault.
It wasn't, but at that moment, at that time, that's how I felt. Right. So, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I believe that God was positioning me to learn to be his warrior. So I'm definitely a servant of God. And God and I had a lot of angry conversations, at least on my side. You know, why me? Why? Are you serious for real? Me? Why? I've always been a giver. I've always been looking out for people. I'm empathetic. I'm loving. Why? So I was angry
Mm-hmm.
until I realized that I was his servant. And I had to realize that he wanted something else from me. And he wanted me to be his warrior. So at some point God gave me football. And like literally, football saved my life. Literally. And I know that may sound crazy, but to me it wasn't. It was football saved my life. So I was hanging out with all the wrong people, doing all the wrong things because I didn't have self-love. And when God gave me football, I called up people that I used to hang out with. And I said, don't call me anymore. I'm eating healthy, working out, I'm waking up early, I'm going running, I'm working out. Like there's no time for you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he was setting me up to win, but he wanted me to see all the losses first. Right. So if you think about it, in the world of football, you know, we got L's and W's. losses and wins, or W's and L's, wins and losses. My L's are not losses. My L's are lessons.
There you go.
You know,
Yep.
and those lessons, you know, I could tell you all day, don't touch the stove, it's hot.
But you got to figure it out for
You
yourself.
got to figure it out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured it out for myself. So looking back at losses, whatever they may have looked like, to losing my brother, my sister, and I don't mean losing them because they passed. I mean losing their love, losing their respect, because they still want to be friends with my uncle that raped me, which I was like opposed to. Things like that. Those were losses to me at that time. They were hard. Today, I'm like, they're not. They're lessons. You know, blood or no blood. Either you rock with me or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You rock with the right way or you rock with the wrong way. So for me, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot and I've grown from it. Right. So today, I do have self-love. I have self-love, which seems very bizarre because from the age of 18 years old to 42 years of age, I didn't love me. It's a big chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to one day wake up and go, I love you, Collette. That was like, what is going on? Right. And that level of that feeling that was so euphoric, I definitely wanted to share it with my Black youth.
Because they don't, you know, they don't hear it. You know, I didn't hear it. I mean, you know, growing up, and I mean, it's unfortunate, but your story isn't just your story.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Your story is a lot of girls' story, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and 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 just kind of going back to what you were saying, kind of at Oak Park, you know, just believe in you. You know,
Yeah.
obviously your whole foundation. You know, you want to the love and the positivity. I mean, kids just don't hear it,
Yeah.
and
We don't hear that.
we don't, and it's generational. You know, I mean, me as a
It's
little,
systematic and generational.
mm-hmm. You know, like me when I was coming up, I'm a boy. Shut up, take it, don't cry. You know, don't show emotion, don't show feeling. Then I come into my adulthood, and then you know it's like and then I'm so hardened because I've had this of my youth, and then people are like, why don't you show emotion? Why don't you show feelings? Like, I've been trained not to.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
It's generational and systemic. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So
It's time to break the chains.
it is.
You know, and the chains look very different today. You know, I'm still trying to break our ancestors' chains. Right? This is there's so much going on with Black folks in our lives that we believe we are less than.
Still.
It's either hitting in your face about you ain't nobody, or it's quiet and passive with you're nobody. And so I want to come in here and say, nope, scratch all that out, erase it, cut that whole select all, and press delete.
There you go.
Let's restart.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I had to restart my life. But I restarted from the age of 42. Well, I would love it if some kids started out way before 42. So it is my purpose. It is my duty. It is my sense of belief to give that to every little George and every little Collette. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you a quick little sidebar? Are you a fan of affirmation boards?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Because I am too.
Oh yeah.
Because we're on the topic. If you can tell, these kids, well, one, what an affirmation board is, and two, what will be the one thing that you have on there for yourself and for them.
Well, I mean, I would give them a phrase to put on the top of their board, of their affirmation board. And what would be on the top of the affirmation board would be, no one practices to be a backup.
That's a good one. I might write that one down.
No one practices to be a backup. I mean, think about it. When I'm getting goosebumps right now. When I was playing football, there were women that were better than me, but they still had to fight for their starting position every week. So, am I going to go to practice and be half-ass? No, I'm going all in. My goal is to be the best I can be and give 100%. So nobody practices to be a backup. So I would say put that on the top of your board, which ultimately means go all in.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve it. Give yourself a chance to win.
Absolutely. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are.
Oh, again, somebody was calling.
Oh, I watched you there for a second. I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was the perfect ending. Like, and he just went to black. Like, all right, well, I mean, oh no,
that's funny.
But seriously, I mean, the words of wisdom. I mean, I needed that word today. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I mean, coming again in this platform, navigating the space is how, you know, folks who didn't get a fair opportunity, and then once they finally did, how are they navigating the spaces they're currently in? And we can go on and on and on. I feel like we think alike, and in all of us here in life, we've had trials and tribulations, and we've had a lot of lessons. We've had a lot of lessons.
A lot of lessons, you know, and then think about it. We were not given anything as Black folks.
Nothing.
We got nothing.
Nothing.
So it was like, okay, y'all are not slaves anymore. You're free. Go. With nothing. And dealing with the very people that enslaved us to treat us wrong, to harm us. And then we're asked to compete with them. Compete with what? Compete with what?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I bring that up because I got to commend Black people, my people, to be that strong, to have come from that, to become the first Black president, to have a vice president as a woman,
mm-hmm.
to be school principals, to be educators in other capacities, to be attorneys, to own our own properties. We were given nothing. That should let you know how strong we are. So don't stop now.
Right.
Don't stop.
Continue to be resilient.
Yeah. That's our middle name. That's every Black person's middle name. Resilient. George Resilient Howard. Right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, be proudful, be prideful, be proudful. Walk in that. Like, walk in it. You know, wake up every morning like, let's go. What we doing? Right? And I love waking up to that. There were many years when I didn't. I didn't want to be awake. Did not. Didn't want to be here at all. Till you find yourself. Till you realize that pain can turn into power, which is empowerment, which is self-love. And then knowing that you have this now, you have the ability to give it to somebody else. Come on, man.
Right.
You're not just here for you. I'm not just here for me. Yeah.
I'm telling you, just soundbite. I mean, this is just powerful, you know, and I just thank you. You know what I mean? Because this message needs to get heard. This positivity needs to get spread. This energy needs to be experienced. You know, and not just me, with everyone. You know, for sure. And this has been great. It really. This has been great. It really
You're
is.
sweet. You're sweet. Listen, if you ever came by, I got the cigars.
No, you're a cigar. No way.
Oh yeah, I'm a cigar girl.
Okay. What's your favorite one?
I love to go sit on my terrace. I have beautiful open water views, and I sit there. I look at the skies and the treetops, puffing on a good cohiba, you know, and playing some jazz, a little Miles Davis, some Art Blakely, and just sit there and think of where I was yesterday, you know, which is one of my organization, my company, Believe in You Incorporated. My slogan is making tomorrow better today. So to sit out there and have a free moment, if I get time, to sit there and think about what can I do today to make tomorrow better, right? And so the ball keeps moving. Hopefully you're the one pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm just excited about every day now, you know.
Such a great way, you know, just to enter the day. And it's also really dope that you smoke cigars. Wish I would have known that you was in KC. We could have went to, I know, a cigar lounge up north.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So I guess my last question for you is so where does Collette go next? What's next for you?
Oh wow. So what is next for me is visiting more schools across the country. That will never stop though. That will be forever. I'm also working on my life story.
So we got a book coming out?
I'm working on my book.
Okay.
And look, I hate to write, George, but so why not write a book, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Apparently I love a challenge. So I'm writing my life story. And then I also have a movie. It's going to be a biop, like a biopic. Mm-hmm. So it'll be I'm working on my life story. I'm working on also a children's book. And I got a lot of things going on. I got a lot. Like a lot.
That's a good thing. It's always good to continue to have that motion, because if you stagnate, it's over with.
Yeah.
I've always said I'm terrified of stagnation, so I'm always gotta keep it moving. Keep it moving.
As my daddy would say, you can never do too much homework.
There you go.
Right? My dad would say to me, so you finish your homework, so you think you're done? And I'm like, yeah, I did my homework. He goes, so we're gonna stop learning? And I'm like, well, that seems crazy, Dad. He goes, exactly. Do some extra credit. Oh, okay. Well, the same thing applies as an adult. You keep going.
Yep. Keep pushing yourself.
The top of one mountaintop is the bottom of another. Let's go. It's game day. Every day is game day. Put me in, coach. Put me in. Put me in. Right?
Right.
So I stay ready, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You know who need that message? Your boy Zach Wilson.
Poor baby. Look, I give him a lot of credit. He's improving. You know, I don't know how much more he could have improved, but yeah. Look, we all need that message. No. You know, there's always more work to be done, and it doesn't mean do it until you drop. That means, you know, make it a part of your life, make it a part of your chemistry, your daily routine. Mm-hmm. You know, like create habits that are good, right? So. Yo, dude, listen, don't get me started on football like that. Like
I'm about to call you Sunday for the breakdown. What are we talking about?
Look, listen. So you know, I used to do the Steve Harvey morning show on the East Coast with my football report. So
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Every Tuesday morning, I had my Steve Harvey morning show, Eastern Region football NFL breakdown report. And because I don't watch football the way everybody else watches football. I watch football with a pen and paper. I watch football holding the remote control. I'm like, pause. Where was he? Back up, slow it down.
Who don't watch film? What we talking about?
Yeah, I watch football real different. So like I make notes when I watch football. And so I was asked to do their little report every Tuesday morning. And I was like, why Tuesday morning? And they said, because after Monday Night Football, we want you to break down Monday Night Football too. I'm like, oh, okay. Right. So like, all right. But yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Again, I've been speechless for the past 30 minutes, but this has been enriching, and I really appreciate our conversation here. One more thing, where does everybody find you? What you got to drop your socials in here.
Oh yeah. That's something I always forget to do. You can find me. Anyone can find Collette V Smith on Instagram under Collette V Smith. Collette V Smith on Instagram, also on LinkedIn. And you can find me on my website, which is www.bny-inc.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for this conversation.
George, I appreciate you, King.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. It's not every day that we get to meet men like you. We usually see other people that don't look like us doing it. So I'm very proud of you.
I got it. That's why I created this platform, and that brings up a whole nother point, in my field, how there's not many of me in my field. And it's it's a disparity, and it's very apparent. So if I can use this platform to gain people access, if I can use this platform to give people wisdom and knowledge, and
not if you are,
there we go. I am, and so be it. If this is the place where college seniors and high school seniors or wherever you are,